What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video over here on the channel. Let me know if you guys like the new channel rebrand. It kind of just goes along a lot better. Graphics and everything, the profile, new profile picture, new header to the channel. You guys want to go check that out. All done by me. Just kind of goes a little bit better for where I want to take the channel in the near future. And I think it's long overdue. The graphics were getting a little bit stale and a little bit old. So I know a lot of people that actually wanted me to update, so I did. And we got a new name as well. So again, it goes a lot better with what I'm planning to go on with the channel in the near future. This video I'm going to be going over the 3.2.0. Now this is the first video. If this video does get a lot of support and you guys do like and want more videos like this in the future, please let me know by dropping a like down below in this video, and let me know in the comment section down below as well. This is going to be a first time for me doing this on my channel at least, but I'm going to rank, in my opinion, the best and the worst weapons after the 3.2.0 patch, which just happened about a week ago. Patch has been out over a week, so we got a pretty good reading and understanding of where everything really places and how the meta currently has shifted, which I'm going to go over in this video. And as you guys can see, I got all the way from S to F tier. This literally took me about 25 minutes to put this all together, and it was probably the most simple way. So if you guys want to show support, that'd be greatly appreciated. Again, let me know if you guys want more videos like this in the future. If this video does good, I will do this for every major patch we do get, where there's a lot of like huge changes. For example, this last patch there was a lot of huge changes. A new intake for 2 weapons, the antenna missiles. There was a couple sub-weapon changes, a lot of other stuff that was kind of really big and really shifted the meta to the way it is right now, which I go over in the video. Again, I'm going to say for the record, this is 100% opinionated, so if there's a weapon that you play, or if there's anything that you see that you don't think is going to be, that should not be in the certain tier, let me know what you guys think and what you guys think what weapon should be what tier in the comment section down below. This is 100% opinionated. This is my rendition on where I think all the weapons right now and what tier they go in, based on ranked, and this is mostly based on ranked and competitive play. So this is like turf war. It doesn't go with any like turf war or anything like that. So again, ranked and competitive play. This is where the weapons are going to be placed, in my opinion. Okay, if you disagree with me, I'm going to state it one more time. Let me know in the comment section down below if you disagree with me on anything in this video, instead of dropping dislikes or hating on the video. 100% opinionated. If you guys have something to disagree with me, let me know. I'm going to get right into this. I had a little bit of a rant at the beginning, but well. I'm going to start with F tier. The worst currently. Bamboozler MK2, Undercover Brella. Even though the Sorella Undercover Brella, and I think both the Undercover Brellas got a recent buff, with the shields being able to reappear if you get an assist or a kill, they're still the worst weapons in the game, guys. Come on. The GooTuber, the custom GooTuber. Let me know the last time you guys have seen a GooTuber in a competitive match or in a ranked battle, and that was not a complete scrub in ranked. And the 10 Sorella Brella, which is probably going to be the one weapon that most people disagree on, if I had to guess. 10 Sorella Brella, I just think it has a useless sub, and I think it gets beat out every way by the regular 10 Brella. So that's the reason why it's kind of there. D tier, this is stuff like, it's not like the worst stuff to like possibly to use, but it's like scraping the bottom of the barrel. Most of the stuff in this tier, it's probably done, like the job is a lot betterly done like by other weapons. So for example, the Aerospray is its better counterpart is the Splattershot Junior currently, for example. Just kind of like a random example, I guess, not really too related, but kind of random. Even though the weapons are a little bit different, and whatever. Aerospray MG, Aerospray RG got a little bit of a buff with a painting buff this last patch, still D tier in my opinion. Inkbrush Nanovo. The only place you're going to be seeing this in competitive is possibly Clam Blitz, and even then, over the Inkbrush, you're going to be using the Octobrush a lot more, just because it has a way more viable set, and it supports Steam a lot better. It does its job way better than the Inkbrush does. The Luna Blaster and Luna Blaster Neo, really a shame seeing these down here in this D tier, but there's really no place for them currently. Honestly, you never see a Luna Blaster in like high tier ranked, especially in X rank, which is what I've been playing lately. I'm trying to get my X rank a little bit higher, and at least tower control, and I haven't saw a complete like one Lunar Blaster the entire time. I've played for like almost a week and a half already. And the Dynamo Roller, which is down here just because I think it's a little bit worse than the Gold Dynamo Roller. It takes a lot more skill to use. Its set really isn't the greatest. Yeah, etc., etc. Explain more. If you guys want to know more about anything, why anything is in a certain tier, let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll give you a more detailed explanation, because there's a lot of stuff to go over in this video, and I don't want this to be in like a 20-minute video. C tier, this is stuff that it's still viable, but it takes a lot of skill to use. But if you're good with the weapon, it can still be a very, very good choice for you to use. Pretty much the gist of the tier. Carbon Roller and both the 5.2 gal, both of them in the tier. The 96L actually got a cool buff. This last patch wasn't really like a big enough buff to move it up to a B tier, so I think C tier is probably like the best place for the .52 and the .96s. The E-Leader 4K, E-Leader 4K Scope, both E-Leaders, all the E-Leaders in C tier. Splatbrellas, Squeezer, the Tri-Slosher. Arguably the Tri-Slosher could be a B tier, but I just really don't see it being used over things like the sloshing machine or the regular sloshers, unfortunately. I think right now, it being a very, very dually heavy meta, I think the Tri-Slosher is short range, and really kind of hinders it currently. The 10 Parabola, again, the only place you're really going to be seeing it is in situational tracks, like mostly Clam Blitz sometimes, and on tracks like Port Mackerel and Arowana Mall. Again, kind of a situational thing. Arguably could be D tier, depending on how you think. I just put a C tier just because I think it's a lot better than D tier. Fling's a Roller, Foil Fling's a Roller. The Gold Dynamo Roller arguably could be D tier as well, but I put it up to C tier just because it has a little bit better set than the Dynamo Roller, and it's a lot more viable just based on its set. Classic Squilfer, New Squilfer, not too much to say there. They can be used if you know how to use, you're really good at using those type of weapons. The Octobrush Nanovo, which actually got a huge buff with Tendon Missiles. I still don't think it's good enough to be a B tier, but I think it's a very solid C tier. Sploosh-O-Matic, again, has a cool set with the Inkjet and Toxic Mist. Not really enough to be a B tier, even though it has one of the best specials in the game, in my opinion. The Sploosh-O-Matic Neo, very solid on a lot of modes, and a very solid weapon overall. Two weapons that are very solid, but I just don't think they're high enough to be a B tier. Mini Splatling and Zinc Mini Splatling, one of which actually got a huge buff with the Tendon Missiles buff, so that's the reason why they're kind of down here. And the Hydra Splatling, honestly, I was going to put a D tier, but the only reason I put it into C tier was because it got a huge damage buff, or a slight damage buff in this last patch, the 3.2.0 patch, so I decided to put it C tier. As for B tier, this is stuff that's like really good. It has some drawbacks, you don't see it very much, and can be a little bit of a problem or countered by a couple other weapons, but if you can use it well, it's still a great weapons to have, or use currently in the meta. Splattershot Pro, Ford Splattershot Pro, again, no-brainers, always been very, very solid weapons. The Range Blaster and the Custom Range Blaster. I would actually put these A tier if it was not again, like I said, I'm going to be going over this in a little bit, a dually heavy meta with this last patch. I think the Range Blaster and the Custom Range Blaster really can't deal with it very well just because they have such a slow fire rate, and at close range you're kind of really screwed, especially if you're going against a lot of dualies, which is really common right now, as I go over in a bit. Sloshing Machine Neo, not really too much to say there. The Explosure, again, what really holds this weapon back, it has a great set and a great kit for the weapon. I think what really holds it back is its super slow as balls fire rate, which I think this weapon could be probably even an A or even arguably an S tier weapon if it didn't have that kind of drawback. But they could always change that in the next patch if they really wanted to. It's one of those things they can change. I was talking about the Sploosh-O-Matic down here. This is actually the Sploosh-O-Matic, not the Splash-O-Matic. I'll take that back before somebody makes a comment at the Sploosh-O-Matic. The Sploosh-O-Matic and the Sploosh-O-Matic Neo, not gonna really go over those, but pretty much what I said earlier applies to the Neo Splash and the Splash-O-Matic in this tier. They're pretty much the same names, so I kind of got confused. Before anybody writes a comment down below, The Gloogadoolies and the Gloogadoolies Deco. I think the Gloogadoolies are arguably maybe even an A tier, but the reason why I put them into a B tier is just because they're kind of situational. There's not really too much reason to use them out of, like, say, like the Dapple Doolies or the Dooley Squelchers right now mainly. If you're good with the weapon, which I've actually been trying out the weapon, I've pretty much been trying to add like at least 2 types of Doolies to my flex weapon set, just because right now, again, it's super Dooley heavy meta with this patch, and I think the Gloogadoolies really fit my playstyle well, and I'm getting really good at the Gloogadoolies, especially if you know how to use the set. Ink Mine, a lot of people say Ink Mine is useless, but those people really don't know how to use the Ink Mine with combined with Inkjet. Otherwise, this can be a very powerful set. Same with the Doolies Deco with the Splash Wall and the Baller. Splash-O-Matic, I actually, like I said that in place of the Sploosh-O-Matic. Just take all that shit back and apply it to these 2 weapons because they were both mixed up. The Foil Squeezer and the Splatter Scope, in the same tier. Not really too much to say about those. The Octobrush, again, has the best special in the game currently, still Inkjet. Splat Charger, Firefin Splat Charger, not too much to say there. The H3 Nozzle Nose and the H3 Nozzle Nose D get a bit of a buff. I think a patch you go to with a little bit higher run speed or something like that. Nozzle Nose and the Nozzle Nose D. One of those has Tenta Missiles, I think, which got a huge buff, so that's the reason why one of those is in the tier. Clash Blaster is still very solid. It's still high enough to be a B tier in my opinion. Splat Roller, even though it got the shit nerfed out of it with the Ninja Squid nerf, I think it's still a solid B tier. Especially because they kind of buffed Splashdown again a little bit for a little bit more better painting. Not that it really helped the special that much, but I think it's still a special, or still a solid B tier. Same with the Kraken Splat Roller. Overall great set there. A tier, these are the weapons that you could pretty much use and not really have to worry about too many drawbacks using these weapons. Pretty much all those weapons in the tier kind of counter each other in some type of way, along with some in the B tier. Again, super strong weapons right now. If you want to rank up in ranked, or if you want to have a good chance in competitive, you're probably going to be using one of these S tier weapons or an A tier weapon, or possibly a B tier weapon. You'll probably be seeing as well. C tier is kind of borderline. You'll be seeing it like once in a great while, and then whatever. Below that, it really doesn't matter. The Splat Doolies again got a huge nerf. Now right here is where like all the Doolies really placed. Most of these were before this patch. I would have put probably in like a B tier, but since like the Tenta Missiles buff and a lot of these other recent buffs and these nerfs to the Rapid Blasters, the Rapid Blasters really got nerfed this patch, and Doolies really rising in usage right now, especially the Splat Doolies and the Imperi Splat Doolies. Splat Doolies have a great kit with the Burst Bomb, and they recently buffed Tenta Missiles, so they're really great right now. Dooley Squelchers got a huge buff with Tenta Missiles and the sub weapon of the what was it? The fucking whatever it was, the tracking one, whatever it was. I forgot the sub weapon name off my top of my head, but the one that allows you to track your foes and mark your foes, whatever it is, that got a huge buff. Custom Dooley Squelchers, even though these two got a little bit of a nerf just because it takes 25% more ink if you dodge roll, it just means you have to run a little bit more ink saver, which I think all Dooley users sets, at least if you're going to be using the weapon, go always add a little bit more ink saver. Dapple Doolies novel, really solid right now. 2 great kits on both weapons. The NZAP 89 before this change, before the buff to Tenta Missiles and the Auto Bomb, I probably would have put a B tier, but since this weapon got a huge buff with both special and a sub, I think the NZAP 89 is really solid right now. The NZAP 85, it's not the most solid thing just because the Splattershot Jr. got a huge nerf, or not a huge nerf, what am I talking about, huge buff, but I think it's still a solid A, as it's always been. The Blaster, again, if you can use it well, it's still a solid A in my opinion. The Ballpoint Splatling, solid A. Flash Blaster Neo, again, with the Tenta Missiles buff, really helped the weapon out, solid A tier. Jet Squelcher, again, with the Tenta Missiles, helped this weapon out a ton. The Imperi Splat Dualies are very solid Dualies right now. Like I said, Dualies are really meta. Even though the Rapid Blaster got a nerf, and the Rapid Blaster Deco got a nerf, if they did not get nerfs, I probably would have put them S tier, but since they got a little bit slightly nerfed, I think they're still a solid A tier, along with the Rapid Blaster Pro Deco, just because I think the set's a little bit more situational. It's not really the most common type. I think the Rapid Blaster Pro is a lot more common and a lot more used in competitive and ranked. The Carbon Roller Deco Dark Tetra Dualies, which got a huge buff recently with a little bit, I think 25% reduction in ink consumption when dodge rolling. It also got a huge buff with the Auto Bomb being buffed as well. Even though they raised it to 200 special to get your special, there's one of those weapons that paints super well, and so it's not really that big of a deal to get your special. Heavy Splatling and Heavy Splatling Deco, always very two solid weapons from the Splatling. Slosher Deco, very solid. Splatter Shot and T-Tech Splatter Shot, again, very, very solid, has always been. Now right here, these are like the, I don't know, we got 5 weapons. These are the top 5 weapons right now that I think are probably like the best of the best currently after the 3.2.0 patch, and here I'm going to explain why, and I'll let you guys discuss in the comment section down below once I end this video. How far are we in? 16 minutes? Holy shit. The Splattershot Junior and the Custom Splattershot Junior, I think these really rised, and I think the reason why I put these S tier, again, I'm going to give you guys my explanation. They gave these 2 weapons the custom ink tank, which allows you to hold 10% more ink with these. The Splattershot Junior is one of those weapons, even without the increased ink tank, you have to run 0 ink saver with, and now with even a more increased ink tank, you can pretty much spam bombs. You don't have to worry about your bombs whatsoever, and even if you run like sub saver, you can literally spam like 2, possibly even 3 splat bombs at a time at this point with the Splattershot, the Splattershot Junior. The Custom Splattershot Junior is pretty much the same as well. You can spam auto bombs, especially with the auto bomb buff, taking less ink from your ink tank, and if you run like a little bit of a sub saver, you can spam literally like 2 to 3 auto bombs, which is absolutely insane. It paints incredibly well. You can run pretty much whatever you want to run. I think one of the 2 good things about these weapons, you don't have to worry about ink consumption, so you cross that out immediately. It's one of those weapons where if you can fit it to your playstyle however you want. You could run, if you want to run more stuff for like ink armor, to make your ink armor last more, you can run special power up. If you want to get your special quicker so you have more ink armors, run special charge up. You can pretty much run whatever gear set you want with these weapons. It's going to be good, and it's honestly insane. Arguably even the Splattershot Junior can do the NZAP's job even a lot better currently. The only thing about the Splattershot Junior, I think it has slightly reduced range, a little bit less range than NZAP 85. That's the reason the NZAP 85 is A tier. I think it's still a solid weapon, the NZAP 85, but I think the Splattershot Junior with this buff, and these 2 buffs, the custom and the regular Splattershot Junior, just put these to S tier, and they're absolutely really, really great right now. If you want a good painting weapon, if you want a good ink armor user, the Splattershot Junior is what you want. If you want another good weapon to keep the field your color, the Custom Splattershot Junior is what you want, because as the Ink Storm, you can spam auto bombs, a lot of stuff like that. You can run Ninja Squid, you can run whatever you want with the weapons. They can fit them to any type of playstyle. I think that's what really makes them good right now. Custom Blaster Argus, arguably S tier. Some people will probably agree putting it down to A tier. My reason being is having an S tier, it's been one of these solid weapons since like the last 3 patches. Even though they gave it a special nerf, I don't think it really doesn't really affect it that much. Putting it up to 190 instead of 180, it still is the best special in the game. Maybe the only thing you really want to run now, since it's even easier to see where your landing mark is for inkjet, you can maybe run Drop Roller, which was kind of mandatory with pretty much most inkjet users anyways, so it's not really too big of a deal. And if you want to run more special charge up, you could always do that. The Auto Bomb buff as well really helped the blaster out. You can spam auto bombs a lot more without having to worry about ink tank being depleted. I think you get like, instead of like 3 shots, it went with it being like 70% of your ink tank, you can have 3 shots left. I think that increased from like 3 to 5 or 6 now, so very, very cool. I think the Custom Blaster is still really top tier. Some people are going to argue with me that it probably needs to move down to A tier. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think. That's what this discussion is about. The Rapid Blaster Pro, even though it got a slight nerf this patch, I think it's still one of the top tier blasters. It does its job so well. The set is so good. Toxic Mist, great sub to have. The Rain Cloud, always a really good sub to have, or special to have as well. Keeps the field your color. Allows you to get chip damage for your team, allows you to make pushes a lot better with the weapon. That's why it's S tier. And I also got the custom jet squelcher, which was always a very solid weapon. Arguably could be A tier as well. With the stingray and the burst burst bomb very spammable if you run like sub power up. I think it is. You can throw the burst bomb a lot farther, and get some chip damage. I think it only takes a little bit of chip damage to get a kill with your main weapon. So very cool. Overall, it's just a very solid weapon. If you want a very good backline or support weapon, the custom jet squelcher is probably going to be what you're looking for, and it fits nicely on most comps. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Let me know what you guys think. That's in the comment section down below. If there's stuff you agree with me on, you don't agree with me on, if there's weapons you think should be in a different tier, let me know in the comment section down below. If you guys want more videos like this in the future, let me know in the comments, or by liking the video. That'd be great. And if you are new, subscribe. Gonna be more videos like this coming out in the future, and a lot more future stuff. So yeah, I'll see you guys in a future video. Peace.